A Fourth Order tree monster appears, and humanity's strongest army simply disappears. Spoiler warning from here on. This Chinese manhua follows Ziyu, a human soul trapped in the body of a willow tree after spirit energy begins changing the world. At first, that sounds like a strange rebirth story. But the real terror is the ladder of evolution itself. Beasts mutate, humans scramble to rank the disasters, and every new order of power makes the old world look smaller. Now the Eastern Sea crisis shows what happens when mankind tries to answer a monster with ordinary military force. The crisis begins with a giant black, tree-like monster rising in the Eastern Sea, its red eyes turning the whole region into a warning sign. Humanity does what humanity always does first. It measures, mobilizes, and throws steel at the unknown. Aircraft flood the sky. Military forces swarm toward the creature like numbers alone can solve the problem. But here is where it gets brutal. The reports do not come back with victory. They come back with annihilation. The Eastern Sea Army attacks, and the result is not a battle they barely lose. It is a complete wipeout, so clean and horrifying that every screen watching from the safety of human rooms becomes part of the panic. Soon the disaster stops feeling like a single monster sighting and turns into a public countdown of human helplessness. News broadcasts and office-like rooms show officials, civilians, and leaders staring at the same nightmare from behind glass and glowing screens. The monster is labeled the highest-ranked threat ever recorded, and the words Transcendent Fourth Order hit like a sentence instead of a classification. Then the casualty numbers start climbing. Around 250,000 troops gone. Then hundreds of thousands more. Then the figures push toward nearly 2 million victims. And every increase proves the same ugly truth. Humanity is not fighting on equal footing anymore. They are watching the new food chain introduce itself. Then the story cuts away from the battlefield into a darker, stranger space, where a small panda-like figure faces a black orb or sphere. This shift matters because it mirrors the same question the Eastern Sea disaster is screaming at humanity. How do you get stronger when the world has already moved beyond you? The panda-like figure wants power badly enough to bargain with something ominous, and the goal is not small. It wants to surpass the divine tree. But the catch is right there in the mood of the scene. Borrowed power never feels clean. The orb becomes a temptation, a shortcut, and maybe a warning that evolution can turn ambition into another kind of cage. This beat works because it turns power scaling into dread. The divine tree may still be the central symbol of impossible growth, but the world around it is producing threats fast enough to make every group nervous. Humans are not just facing monsters. They are facing a new system of existence where rank, order, and evolution decide who gets to survive. And when the story returns to the battlefield, a massive sun-like attack is being prepared against the black tree monster. That is the perfect cliffhanger. Either humanity finally proves it has a weapon, or this Fourth Order nightmare becomes the new definition of helpless. Subscribe for the next manhwa recap, because if that sun-like strike fails, humanity has no comforting answer left.